The masculine heart is enslaved, and it's been enslaved in three ways. Men long for three things: freedom, fatherhood, and formation, to be able to understand, know, and live out everything. The masculine heart wants adventure. It longs for freedom. And so many men don't even know they're enslaved. Or maybe they do, and they're constantly stuck in this dopamine and then shame loop. Over and over and over again, they want to stop doing something, or they want to do something good instead, but they keep falling, they keep failing, they keep going back to this screen, back to this person, back to this vice, this drink, this drug. We keep falling. And then when we're down, when we're low, we want to feel some sort of happiness, and so then we chase something else. Or maybe we give up what we know is bad for us, and we trade vices into something that is a lesser bad and somewhat can be justified as a greater good, but it is not truly good. And we just do this over and over and over again because we want to feel freedom. Yet sin never makes us free. The more that we go back, the more that we're stuck in this loop perpetually, and we'll never be free. The masculine heart can only truly be free when it fights for what is good, when it fights to do all things good, with good intention, good actions, in all good circumstances. Of course, there's times where that's not reality, and it's often then that we fall because we're tempted. But we should remember one thing, 1 Corinthians 10:13, that there has been no temptation that has overtaken you that is not common to man. But God is faithful, and he will not test you beyond your own ability. He'll give you the means to be able to say no. But this is where our mind, our will, and our passions have taken over and enslaved us. We become wrongly ordered when our passions are what drive us. We operate out of feelings or just desire to find delight or satisfaction. Look at Tom Brady, a man who had everything and was still unsatisfied. Because if we continue to try to fight to feed our flesh, our mind, intellect, our understanding, our heart, and our will, our passions, our senses, of course we're going to be left unsatisfied because we're not feeding our soul. So we will never have freedom, we'll never have adventure until we begin to start to feed our soul, to give our soul what it needs. And we need to operate rightly, with our intellect being well-formed, our will being strengthened to choose habitually what is good for us, and for our passions to be tamed, to conquer our passions. Because men long for the second piece, most importantly, fatherhood, the continuation of a legacy, a family name, leading other men. Maybe it's even being a priest and a spiritual leader to other men. Men long to lead others because they desire what is the highest good, which is God, and they desire to share that with others, to raise amazing children, to have a free life. Sometimes we're willing to sacrifice everything for that, and maybe sacrifice even what is good. It's why there's so many men that are out here that are trying to tell you, you need financial freedom, you need land, you need these toys, you need to be able to make your wife a stay-at-home mom. You need this, you need that, you need these created goods, you need this financial freedom, then you'll have peace. But the reality is, peace doesn't just come because we have things. Peace comes from when our soul is at rest. In fact, if you look at most people who have a lot of things, they are so busy and they barely have any time for peace or rest. And the number one regret you always hear from billionaires, the number one piece of advice they give to this regret is spend more time with family. Because they all regret not having spent more time with their family. What is the point if you would gain the whole world but lose your soul? And more importantly, lose peace in your soul. The peace is what protects you from all evil. It allows you to choose to do what is good and necessary for others, to be able to live out virtue. We have to strengthen our own heart, to be a good father for ourselves, but then to share everything we know with others and to lead others well. The third thing that all men are longing for is formation. an understanding of themselves, the people around them, the world, and God. If you're atheist, if you're non-Christian religious, if you're Christian religious, you can't deny the fact that we are all curious in nature. We all want to know. A bad part of us wants to know so much that we're better than others and that we can win in arguments against others. But the good in us wants to know because we're made for relationship with others, and we want to share that with others, and we want to learn from others. To be formed, when you think of this analogy of something being formed, whether it's a pot or some form of dinnerware, it is getting the rough edges out, making it smooth, and something where you can grab and you're not cut. It is smoothing out those sharp edges. It's rounding out. It is being made more perfect. And this is done through, of course, choosing good. We first have to know what is bad and what is good. Then we have to strengthen our will to say no to what is bad and say yes to what is good. And this is how we can rightly govern ourselves and be able to tame our passions and choose what is good. This will delight and will refresh the soul because it's your God-given design to choose what is good, and sharing it with others will bring even more delight. Even if it is hard, you put in the hard work, and that is such a reward. And nobody can deny our modern world is robbed of this. We're all captivated and enslaved by a consumerist demand. Our hearts demand more. They want the new thing. They want more possessions, more property, more space, more friendship, more followers, more likes. We all want more, but it's never going to satisfy us. We have to tame that desire and become free from this consumerist world. Be free from the things that grip us, especially our habitual sins and failing. That is how we can seek understanding. We must have an encounter with God. We must seek to understand all things. And when we do, when we have rightly ordered ourselves, when we have tamed our passions, we must share that with others. We must become the fathers to other men that we need to be. We must choose to do what is good and share it with a world in desperate need of truth, a world hungry for somebody to tell them. Who is going to tell them? Are you going to tell them? God bless.